let me go ahead and start by thanking everybody for coming in today. I'm gonna be your host through this wonderful journey. Um, and we're gonna try and chronicle a new story instead of just experiencing and reliving old stories, together with everyone who's here. We're gonna be playing through a one shot called Heart of Stone. So, a couple of things are gonna be available, a couple of things are not, but hopefully through this tale we'll get to garner a few bits of knowledge to help take us towards the end of this oh, absolutely. So just to make sure that we kind of carry on through this, we're going to go ahead and start with our campaign. But before we jump right into it, though, I'm going to give each of you a bit of a chance to go ahead and introduce yourselves. The channel should be live, so you all will go ahead and get heard on stream. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, who you are, and your channel and the like, that would be appreciated. We can actually start right down the line with, well, in order. We can start with you, Hiroe.
Oh, I thought we were doing like what's going on in Discord. Hi, I'm Hiro, and I am a Friday streamer that mostly plays my first-person shooter games, but I'm also an isekai nut and fantasy lover, and I cannot get enough of it. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm playing Maurice, or Mercy, a level 6 lore bard.
Yay! He's a lore bard.
A bard.
Yeah, I'm sure there were tons of people that were waiting for you to come up as a bard.
Yeah.
Spellcaster. Okay.
All right, and next on the line.
I guess that's me. Hi, I'm Cora. I'm known as Cora-kun. I'm a totally normal raccoon with no nefarious intentions at all. I'm a variety streamer. I also draw sometimes. And I'm playing Annabelle, an Eldritch Knight fighter.
No wonder you have the most HP.
Yeah.
I love those D10s.
Well, next on the line, I guess, would be me, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Yellow, hello to each and every one of you. Hope you're having a wonderful evening so far. My name is Yevon. Ordinarily, I am a big-ass purple beholder. However, tonight I am going to be coming to you live as Pheno, the Phoenix Sorcerer.
I guess it's my turn then.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
would
is.
be.
Hi everybody, my name is Twitchington Bear, and tonight I am playing His Holiness Prince Car Dargo, a Dragonborn Light Cleric.
Oh god, it's my turn. Oh god, it's my turn. Oh god, it's my turn. Hi everybody.
It's okay, breathe.
Nah. I guess I do introduction. I'm Fidel Lakot Sharpie, half angel right out from the Dundalli Empire from Nope. Untitled Rama from the Rama Alexandria. Pleasure to meet you. You can catch me at Sharpame, twitch.tv, and my Twitter is YCardFidel1. I'm playing Dog Duck by a Dragon. Hi.
Next.
All right, that was pretty amazing. I can't wait for this. And last in our line.
Hi. Hello. My name is Kamahide. I am a Ducky DJ VTuber, and I mostly play rhythm games and other games that I like playing, I guess. But tonight I will be playing a character named Natalia. She is a Shadow Monk. She is edgy baby. But yeah, it's my first campaign, so I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and try and take this fairly slow, that way you can kind of get adjusted to it. Though I'm gonna be trying to focus a lot more on obviously running the game. So I'm sorry, chat, if it takes me a little bit to get to you. The main reason we're actually doing this, outside of just our love for D&D, is we're running this as a donathon with a couple of different goals lined up, but mainly all of its resources are going to be going towards gathering assets and commercial rights to everything that's going to be used in our upcoming long-running campaign called Capricious Revelry. With that being said, commercial rights are crazy, and it's hard in and of itself just trying to find pieces that I can use. So anything that you can give to support is widely appreciated. But with that, though, we're going to go ahead and jump right in as I set the scene for you all, stepping into the adventure of Heart of the Stone.
It's starting.
Alright, so with this, our story starts off with you all arriving by evening to the town of Courtdale. Fresh snow seems to be falling from the sky all throughout the day and has started to create small banks of snow alongside of the buildings as you exit your cart. Your party's reputation, traveling together for a while now, has preceded you among certain circles, and now you've accepted a mission among the University of Legreve. They've recently lost contact with one of their researchers, the renowned Patricia Modulaine. And with over a month since their last letter, they're now getting worried. For their safety and yours, they've gone ahead and commissioned you to both look for them as well as confirm the discoveries that they sent in their last letter, a huge ruin of the Lost Empire, or the Last Empire, that seemed to have disappeared with all of its amazing research in tow. Before then, though, they've promised you a hefty sum, if only to bring back the researcher's remains, if that is all that's left. The town of Courtdale itself is a fairly small town, though it only seems small in comparison to the giant walls that surround it, known as the last bastion of the north, as you all head up into the Corvilla Highlands. Of course, there are a few settlements that you hear beyond this point, but none of which are as well defended as it is right now. The university has let you know that upon reaching this point, it will be some of the last mainstays as far as being able to equip yourselves before heading further up into the north. So, with at the very least one night inside of this last bastion of warmth, what are you all up to? What are you doing?
I like to imagine me and Car would be like just conversing over like a good drink over the tavern about the job we have to do.
Yes, it's going to be quite cold.
Possible. I think that adventure jacket purple. That's the voice I'm doing, bitches. Shut the fuck up.
I'm dying.
Oh no.
I'm going out 6 hours straight. Let's fucking go. I want to shop at the spells I crafted for this group. How about you, Har?
Whatever you say.
As I go and sit there about conversation.
All right, so you all have started to take yourselves off to, I guess, the closest tavern, which luckily enough for you all doubles as an inn.
I'd imagine
Yeah.
as soon as we are in the tavern / inn itself, Fino's first priority would have been finding somewhere fucking warm, like a fireplace to sit next to and just lounge.
Same.
Mercy would like to converse with the patrons and try to find out if there was anybody here that matches the researcher's description if we were given any within the last month or so.
Natalia decides to sit in a corner. She refuses to interact with anyone at all. But she still decides to listen into the conversation to gather some intel.
Ah, yes, baby's first D&D. We all know it.
We need to sit in the corner. It's a direct passage.
It's okay. We'll get her to join the group at some point.
Even if we force her to.
I would say, Anthem, is it fair to assume that we all know each other based off what you've said so far?
Absolutely. You all have been traveling together for a little while now. Not doing anything crazy for the level as you all have come up on your own, but considering your reputation over the last couple of stints of missions and the like that you've taken, guild halls to helping local settlements, at the very least the northern region of Courtdale has kind of heard recent tales of your missions, and it was actually because of those tales that the Le Greve University decided to commission you with this mission. That as it is, well, the tavern that you all have entered in does have a nice warm hearth, surrounded by people who are simply waiting for their drinks or their meals. What you would expect to be a fairly loud and rousing place is, well, kind of tame in its noise level, as there aren't a lot of patrons, though there seems to be a lot of working of the patrons. There seem to be a lot of working people, working class, that are just sitting around in the midst, hoping to get their dinner out of the way before heading back home or heading back up into the inn. I'll go ahead and, well, I will say, Mercy, you were going to go and talk to some of the patrons about any researcher types or any of the like that match the description of the person you were looking for. With that though, even with just your inquiries of the questions, you have a general description of the researcher themselves. Red hair, light skin, or I guess fair skin considering the region. But none of them, even with the questioning, know about any like researcher types that have come through. But did you want to have any particular questions that you wanted to lead with?
I believe the first thing would be, has there been any tale or rumor of anything, perhaps brigands in the area, or maybe ne'er-do-wells that would prey upon just what is it, ruins of the like, or something along those lines? Any specific groups that would very much enjoy plundering the ruins of a bygone era for, personal gain and whatnot?
Your inquiries at the bar, the barkeep does speak up to your questions, and he answers. There are actually a few brigands that like to run the highlands, their roads, sneaking far off of the main road, though, to avoid any of the guards, the useless bunch. That as it is, though they aren't known for running through ruins, maybe hiding in them, but they make their coin off of harassing the people on the roads, at least anyone who strays too far from the main one. You're lucky enough if you can hobble your way to the next town over if they do get their hands on you. Not usually akin for murder, but there have been bodies on the road lately.
Interesting. So they don't normally have a knack for violence. Well, beyond the normal, just knife to the throat, give me all your money and all your valuables and stuff like that.
No, I can't say that they do, but people have been complaining that as of late, they've even managed to add a few spellcasters of the sort to their lot.
Oh, that can be quite cheap. Must be very expensive to keep those people paid.
That's what we would assume, considering the last punch who ran into them came in wearing nothing but their knickers. Either way, whatever this person has done, it's riled them up, made them think that they are a force to be reckoned with.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your information, and go about your day. Have a wonderful evening.
He kind of nods you off before going and serving a few more drinks to the rest of the patrons.
I kind of just, Donald Overs just waddles over towards, Mercy. What's your take on the town?
Excuse me. What was that?
What's your take on the town?
Oh, it's the town is lovely this time of year, I think. I'm not quite sure. Regardless, there have been talk of brigands, so we should probably stick to the main roads if we wish to not die, I guess the word would be.
Ah, alright then. I'll tell us that about them. Or you can tell them too, depending.
I don't know what you just said, but sure.
The cold with 20 town is gonna be understood. I love this. Anyway. So like waddles over back towards Car and proceeds to tell him what he heard from Mercy.
And I'll go over to tell the broody elf in the corner, as well as the broody fighter at the where.
What time of day is it?
It's actually, I would say if I had to actually give it a time, it's definitely late evening. The sun's already long since left the sky, and by the minute it is getting colder outside.
Well, I have no interest going out there again tonight, so think we ought to get some rooms and head out in the morning.
I would agree.
Oh, but don't you love long walks in the just brisk moonlight and freezing to death in the outdoors while brigands, put knives to your No, never mind, let's stay.
I don't.
That's oddly specific.
See now, Mercy, and that's why I appreciate that you are a individual of reason. You value your life, and I do too.
I also value my clothes, they're very nice.
Hello?
Do you not know your clothes?
That just seemed like a sort of out of nowhere thing to bring up.
Look at the bar, what do you expect?
I suppose we all have things with value.
Barkeep, your finest room, please.
I'll take the budget option, actually.
Make that your second finest room. I'll have the finest one, actually.
I will smite you right here.
He must have the finest room.
I would love to see you try.
Can we save that for potential, actual people of ill repute and not each other, please? Thank you. Yes.
I would like no room. I think
How
I prefer
much-
sleeping at the roof.
How much for
It's fucking freezing outside. Do you fucking understand?
I spent weeks in the fucking wilderness.
I don't care what you spent in the wilderness. You're getting in a goddamn room.
It's the 10th time, Molly!
This is it the 10th time? I thought it was the 15th.
Bandits will be the least of your concern if frostbite gets you first.
You
While
can't
they're all
make me-
arguing, I'm gonna push a platinum over to the barkeep.
While they're arguing, I'm pushing over 2 platinum to the barkeep.
This is what happens when you give your party too much
Add it
money.
to the table!
The barkeep, seeing more money than he has in this part of the year, goes and first he takes the 3 coins and steps to the side a bit before you hear a small key unlock and a drawer opens up. He pulls out a fistful of keys and then sets 2 in front of both you, Fino, and you, Car, and he says, "This is my finest and my second finest room. You both can fight it out so long as you don't burn down my establishment."
Make no promises. We don't want this place burned down, do we? He says, looking at Carr.
I use thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow in a bright yellow as I reach down and grab the key.
And I'm using prestidigitation to make a chill blow through the room as I'm reaching for your hand.
Can I use my illusion to make like a big dragon appear behind Car? Smile.
I
Anna
get the
just,
impression that Fino is not willing to back down right now.
Anna just sighs and shakes her head.
Okay, Natalie, we need to understand. It is very cold outside. And you know what happens to cold people? They die.
You
Okay?
cannot make me. You cannot make me.
Yes, I can.
I'm gonna end
I
up
still
looking for this
refuse.
professor all by myself, aren't I?
I can go.
Come, Donald, we need to go and pray.
Oh yeah, that's you. Okay.
Alright.
Anyway,
Are Donald and Car removing themselves from the main tavern?
Yeah, I just pick up one of the random keys and start walking towards the room.
I'll follow behind as well.
Did he grab the finest or second finest key? I need to know.
We're gonna find out in just a second. He actually ended up with the second finest key. It looked like the finest key because it has a better embroidering for the actual metal than the finest key does.
Fino will look just the slightest bit smug as he pockets the finer key.
Look, sire, looks like the better key. You have the finest room for sure.
It doesn't matter which room we have. We're a platinum richer.
If you say so.
The barkeep's left a handful of other keys on the table for the rest of you. While he's happy to have the platinum, he wouldn't have even charged a gold for the style of room that he had here, but he has money, so you all can have the rooms.
did they just
Anna?
pay for all of our rooms?
Yeah.
Now, you won't turn down the goodwill of another person, would you, Natalia? Would you spit in their face and say, "I don't want that"? If you say yes, I will. I can't smite you. I'll get him to smite you.
Fine. Just once. I'll
You
just
say that,
sleep
and
in
this has been the
corner, I
10th.
guess.
Just sleep in the goddamn bed.
Well, I don't know. You could let her sleep outside and get hypothermia.
I do not want to bring back 2 dead bodies.
The goodwill of others. Imagine.
Nothing
Oh,
else.
hush
Just
you.
consider it my investment towards our future together.
And what a bright future that's looking out to be, huh?
However short it may be.
I'll take it. And I'll sleep on the bed. For once.
That's the
slept on
right
the bed.
attitude. Fino
It's
says,
fine.
probably yeeting a key over towards you in the corner. Now, while they were off going to pray in the freezing cold and possibly dying in the process, we were searching for somebody, weren't we?
Honestly, I can't even remember anymore. We were talking about the road.
Oh, yes, there were brigands and stuff, and they're spellcasters. It's very nasty business.
Ugh.
As long as we stay in the mid roads, it should be fine. I say should, because knowing luck and just, the will of God, that might not come to pass.
Well, with that in mind, our next priority, I guess, would be to figure out the entire reason why we're here. After all, I'd imagine brigands isn't our objective, yes?
No, was he supposed to find ancient ruins and a corpse or something?
Yes, yes.
Hopefully a living corpse, but
I don't think we want to find undead, Miss Anna.
no, I mean like, before it's dead.
On the brink of death?
Well, I mean, if it's on the brink of death, then I suppose it's not dead yet.
Is it really a corpse if it's not dead then?
Well, you were
Okay.
calling it a corpse.
That's I. Yeah.
Whatever we're looking for, the person with, fair skin, red hair, all that stuff. I guess if we haven't heard anything here, we should either keep moving on, probably to the next turnover, or we could, I don't know, see if the something else. Maybe they're buried in a ditch on the other side of the road.
Almighty DM, may I please make a perception check to look for a fair-skinned, red-haired person?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Oh.
That'll be the only one we see tonight.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you turn and overlook the entire bar. There are hoods up and conversation carrying on, but you're able to get a clear look on everyone's face and not a fair-skinned redhead among the lot.
Yeah, this seems to be a miss, although quite the lovely place for where we're probably going to be sleeping. Should we look somewhere else then?
There probably wouldn't be a research establishment here. Maybe a library. Maybe. Not sure.
We could always look around, though given the lack of daylight, that'll be a bit tricky.
Or we could just ask the barkeep.
I believe I did already. Yes, he said there was no one matching a researcher's description here, I think. Probably. He said yes, before the fight broke out. Yes.
Did you ask about the expedition that went ahead then? Were you some university folk? I'm back by
I thought you were praying.
He's staying in his room. I still want to drink there.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yes. Yes.
university folk, where to look for. Make an exhibition set forward by Professor Hua? Yes, well,
Yes,
student folk, I guess.
perhaps. Or maybe we just don't run around in the middle of the night asking people at the doorstep if they've seen a red-haired, fair-skinned, researcher-looking person. And perhaps we call it a night for now, and then we head out in the morning, and then who knows what happens? Maybe we die.
That's probably for the best. Wait, no, not the dying part.
I thought we do ourselves at least
I
one little
disagree.
favor here. Fino's going to turn back around. Barkeep, who we've paid so kindly, dear sir, would you happen to have a place in town that any sort of intellectuals would visit on a frequent basis?
He rocks his head for a bit, not wanting to let down someone who's paid him oh so well. Before finally saying, "The town hall has something of a library. I guess these smart people would go and take a look at. That'd be your best bet."
Does it have business hours?
You can usually find the place at least somewhat staffed in the morning, but they usually at least have someone working the desk throughout the night. Want to make sure nobody breaks in or anything.
Understood then. We'll head
Do
there
they
for
have a Starbucks?
one more time, my tiny little friend.
Do they have a Starbucks? I need my macchiato coffee, please, for the morning. So I'm making sure.
I don't know where you came from, and I don't know where we could put you back. Regardless, thank you for the information. Do not answer the second question, whatever it was.
I believe I'm actually understanding this a little bit. Barkeep, sir, the gentleman of whom we've paid so generously, do you have any coffee for the morning?
We have coffee in the morning. Do you want any special type of beans? We don't have a lot, but we've got something.
Fino looks to our incomprehensible pal.
What do you mean incomprehensible?
That was internal. He did not say that.
Definitely, it was definitely.
Anyway, would you like to go to the thing now or tomorrow or something in between, perhaps?
They're closed for the night.
There's someone at the desk. It'll give them a little bit of something to look forward to, and not the graveyard shift, so to speak.
I don't think it makes a difference whether we do it now or tomorrow, so if we want to do it tonight before we head up for bed, then we should probably get moving.
Looks
No.
like we're to agreement.
All right.
Well,
Anybody-
alright then.
Raise hands. Raise hands.
I'll go.
Raised.
I'll go grab car.
Go do that.
Car!
Oh my god.
Uh,
You're yelling for me from downstairs. Car finishes his prayer and heads back down.
Hey,
Just stares a hole through Donald.
Roll charisma for a quick second.
Hello, your lordship. We're going to the town hall because it's also a library, and we're going to talk to whoever is being stuck behind that desk to find out if maybe perhaps they have seen the researcher that we are looking for. And I don't know what else. I think that's it. Yes.
the bell
So-
sums it up.
Yes, that's it.
Indeed, sounds good. Let's go.
Roger that. Let's go.
All right. So as you're As your party kind of gathers themselves up to leave, it seems like your departure kind of signals the departure of a lot of people, as a lot of tables that had been eating and just having a decent time leave it the same, and you watch as the barkeep, as you go out, goes and starts to lower the light on each of the oil-filled lanterns in the windows. Stepping out into the powdered snow that has kind of coated the cobblestone, you look around for what you assume to be probably the biggest building in the town, and it does not take you long to find it, as it is in fact the one that is towering above the rest of the smaller homesteads and shops.
It seems like the place.
Do we knock? Do we just? I'm just gonna open the door.
Just right.
Just open it.
I'm just gonna put. If it's a double door, I'm just gonna push both doors in and just go, "Hello, anybody home? Hello."
There's a dead body in front of the door. Check.
So the town streets themselves are fairly quiet. There are very few people out at this time of night, and you push open these double doors to this large stone building, and immediately catch the eye of the most coat-tailed young teller you've ever seen, as if you just shocked the life out of him. And he kind of almost takes a step back before settling back down into his chair as he realizes it's actually just visitors. And he goes, yes, how can I help you?
Boy, did we just make your night?
I'm not usually used to seeing anyone this late at night, so maybe?
I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, we're looking for red hair, fair skin, researcher type. Something about ruins. They seem to have come through here, and they've suddenly gone missing. So if perhaps you've seen them and can lead us in the right direction, that'd be just oh so wonderful.
Well, he starts to try and rack his mind, and he goes, well, if we're talking researchers, there's only really one who's like ever come through the town, but this is only usually a stop for them. They have an excavation site a lot further north. Actually,
How much further north, actually?
He pauses for a moment as he kind of shifts side to side, as if he's trying to figure out what to do first, before finally making his way over to a small bookcase and pulling down what seems to be a records book of people that have come through. After flipping a couple of pages, he points at a name as well as a destination, and he says, well, it looks like after leaving here, they planned on making their way up to Blue Wen, and then finally to Wintermoor, which their excavation site is just a little bit out of that. They've sent several letters from there before, but this most recent time was maybe a month ago, month and a half.
Oh dear. So did they ask anything of you here? Did they take anything, perhaps overdue books, something?
No, they really just drop by here if there's anything like a package or the like that they want carried off to the university. It seems to be their only point of contact.
Why are they traveling by themselves?
It looks like during one of their previous visits they did come up with a team, but most recently it looks like they went up by themselves.
Do you know
It was-
the same people?
I'm so sorry. What did you say?
I believe they asked for a description of the team.
Oh, just a few miners who were looking to make some coin. a lot of them actually live inside of the town, but they this was a while ago that they went up there with that. They also seem to be they look like there was a second kind of studious type. They had their name down here as Winston. Said he was traveling with the researcher, but that's pretty much all they have here.
Were they? Oh, you keep going.
No. By all means, you have further questions.
Was this coming or going? Did they ever return, this Winston?
No, I assumed he was still up there working with the researcher.
I see. Did that Winston ever come back with the last point of contact?
No. When he came through the first time, I remember it clearly because he was showing off a bunch of his magics, and that's how he convinced the miners to come up there and do their work. Mainly a show of force.
Hmm. Interesting. Now, dear Sphino, do you have something to say?
I was just trying to piece this together, namely coming to the conclusion that we seem to be chasing a cold trail, if we will.
Very cold, but something nonetheless.
Our best bet seems to be lying in traveling further north from here, perhaps starting as early as tomorrow.
I think an early morning should be in order, as well as potentially finding out that spellcaster. That
Yeah.
may be the same one as the one that I was heard of with the brigands. We could just let that be if you wish or not. It depends. I don't know.
Despite being a spellcaster myself, I do have to admit it's not like we keep track of each other. I
Oh.
could give less of a shit about someone who decided to throw their life away with criminal actions.
True, but the last point of contact was the person we're looking for, so it doesn't really matter to me whether they live or die in the cold Arctic tundra or wherever we are. So, I suppose it's off to bed then, and then we'll make a decision in the morning.
Well, that sounds good to me.
I should say thank you for your help with providing such information. What was your name?
Vince?
Vince, yes. Your acts of kindness during your shift will be remembered for sure.
How much are you paid?
I get about 3 copper per shift.
Take 5 gold. Here, have a nice day. Good night.
Good evening to you.
This is adventurous for you, ladies and gentlemen. They have no sense of money.
Bless you, my child.
The more time we spend our life incomes, the quicker we'll probably have to stay outside of the tavern.
Oh, hush, it'll be fine.
That's coming from somebody who has no idea how much money I carry.
What's money?
Who cares?
I see.
I think we're all in agreement that we just go to sleep for the night and then reconvene in the morning and see what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Very much.
Mm-hmm.
Roger,
I would
Dodger.
like to
Absolutely.
get some cold weather gear because I don't have any of that.
Oh, that would be nice.
In the morning.
Yes, yeah, most shops would probably be closed by now.
All right. With that, you all decide to make your way back to the tavern and set yourselves up in your rooms for the night. Luckily enough, with the rooms that were provided, they're all fairly well insulated. You don't hear any of that very same creaking wood and howling winds outside of your window, which makes for a fairly warm stay as the hearth is kept going all night. That as it is, when you wake up, it's a fairly cool morning. Your windowsills are lain with fresh powdered snow. And as you all make your way down, you see that the tavern is in of itself fairly empty, except for the same barkeep who seems up and early making food.
All right. I will wake up, say my morning prayers, and go and fetch Donald.
I go check and see if Natalia's in her room, and if she's not, I swear to God.
I'm sitting in the corner.
Oh my God. You said you were going to sleep in the bed.
My body reacts.
Never mind. Get up. I'm going. I just give a really annoying knock on every single one of the people's doors just to wake them up. Just like, hello, time to go. Up, let's go. Chop, chop.
I am already awake.
I open up to Donald's room, and she's just a fucking mess. He's opened up like 5 different books, researching papers, and like looking for spells. And you see Car, you open up, you just see him like upside down, like.
Oh dear God, not again. Donald, wake up.
Oh! Hi, God!
Were you up all night reading again?
Maybe?
Gather your things, it is time to go.
Give me 5 minutes! He doesn't do that. He doesn't pick up the shit.
I just leave and go downstairs.
Barkeep, how about that coffee? We're going to need about 6 cups.
8, actually.
Make it 8.
So in the same rather than the glass mugs that he had last night, he pans out these they're fairly beat up iron cups of coffee, of which you can only assume is coffee. It smells very strongly of mocha down here.
Beautiful.
The morning always does smell nice.
As always. So, does your town have, cold weather supplies, ropes, furs, stuff like that nature?
Climbing gear.
Body bags?
A general goods store, if you will.
If you go and head towards the town gate on the north side of town, there's a general goods store by the name of Marvin's. I would say don't try and haggle too much. The old coot's got a problem with going up instead of down. Whatever price he's usually first is usually best.
Beautiful.
Understood?
Something tells me after our escapades last night, that's not going to be an issue.
Hopefully not.
It all depends.
Word gets around quick, doesn't it?
I certainly hope not. He's going to start charging us 5 times asking price.
Let's hope not. We'll find out.
It better not.
Okay, so what is it? 3 cups of coffee, and then Versus ready to go.
You see Donald just fall down the fucking stairs.
Jesus, Donald.
Is there
Morning.
tea available?
I'm not going to heal him.
When you asked for the tea, he turns. You see the barkeep turns around. He takes the same kettle of hot water, and he reaches into a drawer, takes out what you can only assume are tea leaves as he tosses them into the same metal cup and pours the tea and slides it over to you.
Rugged. I like it.
Thank
Fina will
you.
have Fina will take her cup of coffee instead.
Just like how I like my tea. Straightforward.
Earthy. Oh.
Yeah.
4 cups of coffee, please.
I was going to say bitter.
Regardless.
On a scale of 1 to 20, it's about 16. It's a good cup of tea. It's way better than the coffee.
Nice.
See, I make the right choices.
Beautiful. So, should we go see, what's his face? Wilma, or whatever. What was his name again?
Marvin?
Marvin, that's it. I got the M and the W mixed up, I'm sorry.
Oh, we're going shopping?
Yes,
Yes.
it's cold.
To get the things that we'll need to survive heading further north.
Okay.
I am already ready.
You are wearing an open top, no shoulders.
I've been
Again.
living like this for 30 years. What do you want from me?
You
Let her
don't
get
look-
frostbite. It'll be fine.
It's fine. Everything is fine, don't worry.
I do not know if I can revive an icicle.
It's okay, Natalia. In a worst case situation, I'll be able to keep you warm.
It'll be for a very short while, though.
And that is my cue to go. Come on, Donald, we have shopping to do.
Okay.
Shopping time, let's go.
Shopping montage.
I try to remind everyone that Donald is only 8 years old.
Baby.
Oh boy,
It's
we have a
big.
minor here.
Oh dear. We just
Oh,
let a miner drink 4 cups of coffee.
God, we're not gonna hear the end of it tonight.
Oh, no.
And with 4 cups of coffee in their system, you give the direction, and Donald leaves the group by about 2 body lengths towards what you can only assume is the general goods store, insignified by a large embroidered M on the sign.
Think they carry child harnesses.
I could
Only if
I
cars.
think one meant for a canine would fit.
I've tried. He chewed through it.
That's why you get the muzzle next.
That's just because it wasn't tight enough.
Oh my god, where is it? Where is it?
Where's the leather leash?
Anyway, I think we just head in and we'll see what happens. We'll see what this man has to offer.
I will head inside the store.
All right. When you all start to head inside of the fairly large general store, you're met with shelves of equipment, some groceries on one side, shovels and coats all alike. And standing at the counter, you see a fairly well cozy dressed man, gnome, who's made a rocking chair that sits at desk level up a small ladder. And as he hears the bell of his door enters, you hear him shout, and he goes, "Welcome to Magic Marvin's. How can I help you?"
I love this man.
I'll be looking around for the moment. The direction of cold weather things, sir?
Oh, cold weather. Gotta love the season. Back wall right over there.
Thank you kindly.
You wouldn't happen to have climbing gear, would you?
Oh, should be on the same wall, back up in there in the corner. I got spikes, I got rope, I got picks, whatever you need.
All right.
Yeah, hardcore drugs.
I think he means healing potions. I hope.
Don't listen to him.
I got about 6 bottles of the healing sort, and then a couple varieties, depending on what you want.
I think we should sell him out. What do you guys think?
I agree.
How much
Cold
do you
weather
think
and
he'd be
potions.
worth? Probably couldn't get all 6 bottles, huh?
Probably half.
Are you trying to sell my scribe?
No. Why would we even think about
No,
doing
no,
something like
no.
that?
No.
Yes, we are.
Like fucking lava bottle, like the lava. You know lava oil bottles.
God.
Okay, maybe 2 potions we can get for him.
At this point, I'm wondering if it'd even be worth it.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, you cannot sell my scribe. I need him.
He knows how to write?
Quite well, actually.
You see Dog just shaking the lava bottle.
Are you sure about that?
No, not entirely.
Okay, thank you for your honesty.
Shakes my head.
We're bound to be doomed.
I'm gonna go pick out some furs.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
In addition to the standard of cold weather clothing, climbing equipment, etc., Anthem, I have one question.
Mhm.
Does this place also sell things such as alcohol and rags?
Oh God.
Bro.
So, luckily enough for you, they don't have a big existing list of things that they don't allow to be bought together. They do have. You can see that amongst the clothes and the like that they have, they do have their normal winter assortment of furs, hats, and cloaks. But you can see what was probably a part of the summer assortment, which are these very thin veiled shirts that could easily be ripped up into rags, as well as bottles of alcohol that you can see behind the counter.
Lovely. I know exactly what my shopping list is going to include.
So let's see this Don waddle over to Kai. Ah, what are you getting?
I am going to be getting a set of cold weather gear and an explorer's pack.
Okay. You see him like so like holding like a little lava bottle of wine.
What do you have?
Important magic.
Okay. You pick a coat.
Oh, okay. He starts picking out the curtains, which buys the same thing as Kai, except for the bag. He's too small for that.
All right. And is everyone else about picking up the same, or did you have a specific list of things that you needed priced out for you?
The potions per bottle.
So of what he has, it's really just your basic healing pot, which he has for about 60 gold apiece.
Ooh. And the cold weather gear, how much is that going to cost outright?
About 20 gold pieces. Which
Ooh.
the cold weather gear, he has them kind of has them packed up in a small sack, which basically includes a jacket that he wants you to pull off the rack, a hat, a set of goggles, a pair of boots.
All right.
Anywhere
Does
amidst
anyone-
this... Sorry.
Keep going, yeah.
Anywhere amidst this cold weather gear, is there also a grappling hook?
I think a grappling hook is a part of climbing gear.
Ah. Climbing gear then?
Anthem's consulting the book of the gods.
Frantically flipping pages.
Does anyone need money, by the way? As he pulls out 100 platinum coins.
So he when he directs you towards the back corner, you can kind of see from the counter where he is. He points up above your head, and you actually do see what looks like just a bag of spokes, pegs, rope, all hanging from a grappling hook that's being hooked onto one of the top shelves.
Perfect, wonderful. Fino will want each of these things, including that weird little like summer outfit that could be turned into rags. He can't carry all of it at once up to the counter, however, he will pay for this.
I believe we should all get a potion each, just in case emergencies pop up.
I already have a couple.
Likewise.
Same here.
All right. I'll just sell him out of half of them.
And I buy the other half.
All right. He gathers all 6 potions and doesn't mind selling them to you at the asked price. As for other declared purchases, a climber's kit's going to cost you about 30 gold pieces. And each of those winter kits is going to cost everyone about 20 gold pieces.
How about those summer clothes that I could turn into rags and 2 bottles of alcohol?
Since they're out of season, he'll bundle it with the alcohol so that you can pay a flat total of about 6 gold pieces.
Perfect. And for each item that Fino has paid, I'd like to make clear he is taking the items that he's not going to be immediately using when we step back outside and shoving them into the bag that he had already on his person, and it just goes into the void and disappears.
Beautiful.
Natalia, I really would suggest buying some kind of cold weather gear.
Please,
See,
pretty please. Sugar on top.
You're only
Fine,
asking out of
I'll
concern
take
for
it.
your own well-being. Some of these look rather fashionable.
I'll take it if I need it. I'll pay.
I wasn't going to pay for you anyway. It's fine.
Is there a thermos, by the way? To hold like hot water. Or probably like hot food.
We have
Because
magic
I
for that.
don't-
Don't worry, darling.
Oh. I want to do it myself, okay. I like to be independent.
You shouldn't have joined then. That's the kicker.
They just immediately leave. That's just it.
Well, I'm purchasing an explorer's pack, so there's a mess kit and a tinderbox in there to help keep things warm.
For goodness sakes, do not worry about buying things to keep warm, per se. As our dear friend Mercy put it, we have magic for that. Fino says, gesturing to himself.
Sadly, we cannot keep people warm, but magic can keep other things cold or warm. It's fine. It's wonderful.
Shopkeep, you have like a big bottle of water?
I got a big jar. You can fill it full of snow.
Big jar it is in. Fuck a voice.
I'm
I'm gonna
go
put it
up
on
to
your
the
head and make it
counter
easy to space out.
and kind of lean in and like whisper, excuse me, but you wouldn't happen to have any diamonds, would you?
Huh. Would I? I'm not sure. Depends. You got money to pay for them?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You sound very exasperated.
I'm adorned with gold. You. Oh my god.
Huh. Okay, well. How much do you need? How much do you need? How much you got?
I don't believe you should be asking that sort of question.
Well, I need to know what he's trying to purchase. I'm not just gonna pull out everything I have.
I would like 300 gold worth.
Alrighty. And you watch as he jumps off of his rocking chair, and from underneath the counter you can hear a bit of kind of rummaging before you go hit, and he lifts a scale up onto the counter before jumping back up with his own kind of larger sack, and goes, "Here is 1 diamond." Plunk. And you hear the solid pang against the metal, and the scale tips, and he goes, "Now I need 300 gold pieces on the other side. Fair is fair."
Looking at this diamond, would I know if it is enough for my specific spell?
You know what? Are you
I already have some in my inventory, so I know how much I need. I'm just trying to buy extra.
I was going to say, if there is any sort of a roll that's about to be involved, could I use the help action since I come from money?
Since I come from money, you just look at diamonds all day? You just judge the wealth of diamonds from a sight?
I don't fucking know, mate.
It's pretty good. It's
Backgrounds.
okay. Background noble. I'll take it. You can take the help action. Car, go ahead and give me a oh man.
Did I waste a bardic on this?
I mean, that's up to you.
I like how exasperated you sound. I love it.
What am I rolling?
If you could roll a just
I'm a D8.
Oh man.
I also come from money.
How do you I guess it would be investigation to determine something's value.
Okay.
Advantage in a D8. Isn't that wonderful? So 9 plus 1 plus a D8.
Yep.
So 10.
You know, roll that D8 for me, Twitchington.
Should I roll it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll it for me.
14.
All right. So 14. Twitchington, you look at it, and with a bit of
Wait, that would be 19.
oh, sorry.
No,
No,
19 plus 4.
no, because it's he rolled with advantage.
It's advantage.
Ah.
So with that, you kind of you look at it, and after consulting a few of the other people from money behind you, you're able to, at least to the best of your knowledge, see that although it's not a perfectly cut diamond, because of its size and its grade, it's for sure at the very least worth 300 gold.
All right. I will purchase this. I will take out 300 gold, place it on the counter, and then take the diamond and put it in my bag.
All right. You watch as as soon as the 300 gold is on the counter, he opens up a drawer, pushes all of the money into the drawer, closes the drawer, and he goes, "All right. Is there anything else for you guys? Anyone at all?"
I'm just purchasing my my gear, my cold weather gear, and yeah,
I think
All
that
right.
just bundle all that up.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, make sure that you account for your money. Though I don't think shouldn't be a problem, considering
Yes.
the start for everyone.
Yep.
But it's about if everyone's taking cold weather gear, it's about 20 gold pieces. Climbers kits are 30. The explorer's kit was 20. And yeah, you've paid for your potions already.
Yep.
All right, another winter season full of gold.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Be careful on that path.
That's very ominous. Anyway, we're gonna go and pretend that never happened.
Why was he laughing?
I don't know.
Just don't think about it.
It's kind of hard not to think about it.
It is very, very hard not to think about it, yes.
During that entire time, don't like pull like a sandwich, start eating it. What are we talking? What are we talking?
Anyway, I think we're burning daylight. Should we set off to Bluin?
Absolutely.
Oh, did you want to go finagle with that Wilson, whatever his name was? Wilbur?
Winston?
Winston, yes, that one. Perhaps he's the one with the bandits that are just on the road. Could find him. Could string him for information. Could not. Bunch of things could happen. Not sure.
Well, I mean, while we're on the road, we could always look out for signs of other travelers.
Or signs of a scuffle.
That's always fun.
All right, so you all are getting back onto the road now?
Believe so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you continue making your way through the main road of the town, coming up to its northern gate, you do all see what is possibly the reason that Marvin gave a bit of a chuckle as he told you to mind the road. As you set off, you realize why this town in Courtdale is actually called the last bastion of the north, and it seems it's because all of what they consider to be their major road leading further north to other establishments are not paved as the ones to the south are, but are yet just dirt roads so well traveled that they leave an impression in the ground, but easy to miss with all of this extra snow on the ground.
Perhaps
Well.
we should have found someone that could navigate us.
Maybe if we just walk in a straight line for long enough, it'll work.
Surely this should be manageable, right?
Aren't you like made of fire?
Something of the sort.
What's that
Have an
supposed to
idea?
mean?
I have no idea.
What it means is, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Mercy, we could start slowly melting the road.
I suppose if we wanted to take all day doing it.
Exactly.
While they're talking about melting a road, I want to look around and see if there's anybody with a cart or a wagon nearby.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you look to see if there's anyone on the road who looks like they might be ready for travel. Okay, so with an 18, while looking amongst the people traveling, it doesn't. While a lot of people do seem like they are in the midst of traveling between building and assortment, and you definitely do see some carts that are making their way through town. They all look like they're making their way back down south. It doesn't look like a lot of people who travel, whether it be as a merchant or even as an adventurer, like to stay up north in the midst of their winter season. So you don't see any carts or caravans that look like they're going the direction that you are.
Blast. Does anyone have a compass?
No, can't say I do.
I do not. Not unless one happened to be included in any of those kits that we just purchased.
Highly doubt it.
How far outside town did we get?
You're not too far out of town. You're only about 10 minutes outside of town. The road kind of basically turns into kind of indented snow at that point.
Could always run back and get one.
Isn't getting lost part of the adventure?
Well, I would like not to get lost and die.
We also have a goal in mind.
Maybe if it was a bit warmer.
That's true. All right. Turn it around. We'll also ask for directions, I guess, because we're so poor.
I mean, a compass and a map would probably do us good.
And to go see the gnome again.
We make the walk of shame back to the general store.
Donald this entire time was enamored by the lava bottle he bought.
All right, you make the walk back into town, and when you get to Marvin's shop, you step in, and he seems fairly surprised that you're back. You all didn't make it far. Someone need a bathroom break?
Yes, actually, and while we are using your bathroom as paying customers, you can help my friends.
It dawned on us that we didn't really have any tools for navigation. I wouldn't suppose you have a map or a compass.
No map. I do have a compass. Should work in this type of weather.
Well, it's something, I suppose.
Better than nothing.
That's good. Now let's quickly pay while Fino is in the bathroom and leave.
Oh yes, directions. How do we get to the blue inn? That's an idea. North, south, east, west, northish, westish.
If you head about northwest, more west than north, you should run right into it. Also, sticking to the main road should lead you right to it. It's the next biggest place going that way. But if you find yourself off of the road, just keep following it. They all wind and twist, but end up in the same place.
Beautiful.
We could have just followed the road!
Yes, we could have, but isn't getting a compass part of the adventure?
Listen here, you.
There's a chance that the snow would cover the roads and we would be lost.
I
And you just came down with some
for
fire.
the compass.
There we have it. Anna is our navigator.
Beautiful. Lead the way.
All right, he sells you the compass for about 5 gold pieces, and you all can be on your way. Try to be.
Let's sprint back to where we were. Follow the tracks.
Donald, do you need to go to the bathroom before we leave?
Already did.
Are you sure?
He wants the wrapper.
I was going to say I was going to squeeze it out of him if he didn't go now.
Okay, I'm done.
You didn't eat the soap while you were in there, did you?
Ah!
There was barely any in the first place.
Wait, now it's syrup?
Anyway, let's go. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Good soup.
I love you so soup.
All right, take 2. Let's try this again.
Lead the way, valiant navigator.
Yeah.
Surely you could use some guidance as I touch your shoulder and cast guidance to help you guide us.
I love the pun. I actually hate it. Don't ever do that again.
All right.
All right then.
So when you get out onto the road, once you're a fair distance away from Courtdale, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make me a survival check. This is you can make that with advantage considering the guidance and the compass that you have. This is to try and stay on the path and keep leading yourself in that northwest direction.
You get a D4 for guidance.
Oh, so it'll be advantage plus your D4.
Goody. Okay.
Leaving you. Oh boy.
Guess who has a +0 survival?
8.
Yep, that's an 8.
Below average.
Anna just like looks at the compass, looks at the road, takes her helmet off for a moment, looks back at the compass, looks at the road.
Are you lost?
Are we lost is the better question.
I mean, you're sure you're heading as close to your heading as you can.
I mean, we're still on the road.
Are we still on the road?
Are we?
I've make a survival check. Can you tell?
You know what? I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help with this real quick. I'm just going to blast a firebolt onto the ground to melt the snow and see if there's any grass or road pathing.
Do I get advantage for that or no?
Yeah, sure. You can take your advantage of that.
Okay.
As he tries his best. And you're
10.
kind of sure that it's the path. It definitely is a path. You're not sure if it's the path. You've been walking
It
for a while
certainly
now,
is a path.
so.
How's daylight looking?
So you've all been walking for about 4 hours now. Luckily enough, the snow hasn't been too harsh on you, but it has been lightly snowing all day. It's actually, yeah, it's about midday now.
Beautiful.
So as far as I can tell, we just keep following this path here, and we should make it to our destination eventually, right?
We could certainly hope. I can do this as many times as needed.
Question. Is there any animals around that could possibly help us guide to the right direction? Like a bird?
You know what? You haven't rolled once today. Give me one more survival check. This time you're searching for tracks, animal tracks, or the like that could lead you closer to any that are nearby.
Okay. So what do I do? Is it a
/ roll 1d20 plus whatever your wisdom is.
1d20 and then
Whatever the survival skill number would be.
Yes,
like
that.
like the plus thingy?
Yep.
Okay.
If you're proficient in it or not.
Okay. So it would be a +6. 1d20.
What the? Okay.
Oh.
I guess sleeping on the roof helps.
Okay,
We gotta
so
I like the
set
cough.
up in here.
So it doesn't even take but 10 paces off of the main road, following the small bits of foliage that you can even find, until you end up at a fairly cleared berry patch that has 3 deer eating the berries off of them. And the moment you kind of make your appearance, they all hit you with that deer in the headlights stare. They're frozen, and you hold your pace to not spook them away.
Can I do an animal handling check?
Absolutely.
Okay, is that another D20?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It would be
Plus whatever your animal handling is,
plus your animal handling skill.
which is
Okay.
also wisdom.
Okay, so. Um,
All right. So with that roll of 15, you slowly start to make your approach to them. One solid footstep over the other with no major movements. And slowly but surely, while 2 of the deer have started to make a slow trek away from you, just stepping backwards, one of them actually steps forward to kind of meet you in the middle.
Hello, baby girl. How are you doing? Can you possibly help us? Since we're ever so stuck in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where we are.
I have to ask, while this deer has your full trust, do you have any magical ways of talking to animals?
Do I?
This is when you should have played a druid.
Yeah.
Just this monk who's going up to that normally punches things. Just, hey, little buddy.
She's a Disney princess at heart.
I don't know. The only
I don't think you do.
is common, elven, celestials, and abyssal.
Well, you don't want to talk to any demon deer out in these woods. I promise. If this is not
Don't
a
want to talk to
deer.
no skinwalkers, please.
Well, I guess I can't talk to these deer, so shit.
All right. The deer is going to give its best interpretation of trying to figure out what you want from it. This is the smartest deer to have ever lived, by the way. As it leads you to it kind of nudges you to follow before making its way off in the woods, and it walks what seems to be right onto the path that you had come from, but then continues westward until the trees that it's walking through finally start to clear a bit, and it looks down a path that is again cleared like a road would be.
By the gods, the deer did it. You did it.
I actually trust this deer less now.
I feed the deer some food. Some of my portions.
All right.
I didn't think that was gonna work.
Did I just witness a miracle?
I don't know, you're the holy man.
Talia, are you certain that you're not a mage of some sort? Because that was
No, I
magical.
promise you. I just like animals.
I think she sleeps outside too much. She's become one with nature.
Mm.
The deer is happy to take your rations before bounding itself off into the woods, and just as it makes its way out, Natalia, you see your friendly pet bird kind of swoop in and hover over you all for a bit before flying down the road.
Nice. And there she goes.
I just need to ask a question. Could we please get a word picture about what kind of bird Natalia's pet is?
Get like a good description,
Um,
species, a taxonomy. It's called.
Janice.
She's she's like a little crow. It's just a crow. I've had her around for a while. She comes by time to time, and I feed her a little bit, and she just flies off.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's follow the bird then.
Just a
Let's
smaller
follow
than
the bird.
average crow.
Let's follow the bird. Off she goes.
All right. So you all follow the bird, in which you've lost sight of after a while. It doesn't stick mainly to that path, but at the very least you are on a path. At the very least, though, the path itself seems to see as very little travel as the other. Snow continues to mount on either side of the banks of the road, but at the very least, you know that following a road will at least get you to Blue Wind at some point. Let me make So, unfortunately enough, though, it doesn't seem like you'll be making it to Blue Wind this particular day, as night does finally find you all. Were you going to try and walk through the night, or were you going to try and camp out in this kind of snowed-in forest?
I do want to say, regardless of what choice we make, as soon as nightfall would start arising, Fino would have been casting dancing lights to aid with any of the people who might not have dark vision.
Also would have cast light on my hammer.
A one up, huh?
My light's bigger.
Oh.
We have enough
So-
light to walk back, but it might be wise to dig out a spot and camp.
Did I say dig?
Don't necessarily mind doing that. We can get a fire started.
We set up camp in the middle of the woods?
It's either that or
Nope.
we exhaust ourselves getting to the next town.
Let's camp. That sounds fun.
Well, I
Actually,
see
it
no issue
doesn't.
with camping then.
I will gather firewood.
I'm gonna have set of tents.
I'll stand here, looking.
Menacingly.
Yes,
Looking.
I'll keep an eye out.
Ready?
Yes, I'll
There
keep
we
an
go.
eye out.
Whilst setting up the tents, I'll go ahead and ritual cast alarm around the place. Ritual cast, I'm sure. I'll be casting alarm. Make sure that the perimeter around our place is secure.
All
And I
right.
pet my crow.
For those who are keeping watch, go ahead and give me a perception check. Everyone else is preparing just a fairly makeshift campsite. You're clearing some snow, trying to set your tents, and gathering firewood. A fire will probably be necessary, if not to wake up with a few problems dealing with the cold.
I was going to say, as soon as Carr came back with firewood, Fino would be able to use my ability called Ignite to, as an action, set aflame a flammable object, such as torch, tinder, or hem of drapes. So I could get the fire started.
All right. With that, as soon as the firewood is gathered and the fire is ignited, you watch as Mercy makes their way over to it and just kind of huddles next to the fire.
Completely given up.
Yeah. As you assume the cold has pretty much distracted them all from everything around them.
I feel safer already. Staring at Mercy.
Yes. Don't worry. Nothing's happening. It's fine.
Is no one else watching the camp?
I'm watching. I'm staring
Are
into
you
the fire.
sure?
He's keeping the best watch he can.
I dump an armful of snow off to the side and like brush off my arms and take a look around myself because I don't trust.
Well, if Mercy is gonna stare at the fire watching camp,
Yes, I'll
I
make sure
guess
that
I'll-
nothing gets in the fire.
I guess I'll join watching the camp and I make a perception check.
Yep. With that though, I'll say that you all are kind of settling in for the night around the camp. Is anyone going to be setting a watch order, or are you guys just kind of going to let whoever stays up or needs to rest?
Can Donald
you-
make ritual cast alarm around the 20-foot cube of the camp?
Okay, that is completely yes. You can cast alarm as you set a perimeter around your sleeping area. And are you setting it for an audible alarm, or a mental alarm?
We're doing mental alarm. Why not?
All right, you set a mental alarm around the camp, and yeah, with those
Great.
two.
During that time, you know, like how like some characters like sort of shake their butt whenever they start doing like flowering the flowers, or, like start saying stuff on the ground. So Donald starts it's like humming to himself.
Just hums him to himself as he's casting magic. This is how he concentrates.
Yep.
All right, with those two rolls, Annabelle and Natalia, you both are completely sure that at the very least the surrounding area is clear for now. And night does eventually come, the last rays of the sun clearing the forest, and you all try and get some rest out here in the cold wilderness. Let me just go ahead and...
I'm pretty sure Donald has set up the tents as like individualized or two pairs of two, so two-person tents. Depends what everyone wants.
Well, the real question is anyone keeping an eye out during the night, or are you all trying to get rest at the same time?
I would like to set up a watch.
I would too.
Me too.
Fino would elect himself to be last on that list.
Me too. I'll also be last.
I got whatever.
Well, it seems that Annabelle and Natalia have first watch. I will go second.
I'm going second of Cardin.
All right. Well, luckily enough, I've already rolled for first watch, and Annabelle and Natalia, first watch is thankfully not as cold as you continue to stoke the fire, but completely calm. You hear small sounds of what seems to be just wildlife near you, but nothing huge, nothing menacing, nothing seems to catch your eye. What are you all doing, or are you simply waiting to wake Carr and Donald for their turn?
I think Anna would just be waiting it out. Shouldn't really have too much to do.
Yeah, Natalia would just be petting other birds, the wildlife, her own crow, just making friends, feeling her inner self.
Vibing with the energies, bro.
With the energies.
Anna will actually, before she goes to sleep, she'll take an hour of the watch to cast Find Familiar and summon her cat and just have her cat familiar go and bother Natalia.
All right. It does not take long for your familiar to go over there, and while you wanted it to kind of bother, it really takes the time to just kind of crawl onto Natalia, and while cozying up to them, it continues to try and swat at the bird.
Hey, stop that. It's my bird. Can't have her.
It purrs the whole time as if it's listening, and then once the bird tries to settle down, it just swats at it again.
Don't you worry, she doesn't have claws.
Anna, why did you give this to me?
It seemed fitting.
It's adorable, but
She can make kitty biscuits.
why are you threatening me with kitty biscuits? It's my weakness.
The kitty just starts kneading its little paws on your lap.
How dare you? You'll pay for this, Anna.
I'm sure I will.
All right. Wholesome fireplace time does come to an end, though, as it gets about time for you all to introduce the second part of your watch.
I have my cat go and sit on Donald's face.
Jesus, why?
It's your turn.
Alright. I'll just head back, have fun with the cat. Me and my crow are just gonna take a rest.
This fur in my nose.
The real question is, are you resting in a tent, or
This time I'll be resting in a tent.
all right, probably for the best. With that, Car and Donald, I need you both to go ahead and make me perception checks.
You have an advantage. I want to help you rather than help myself.
All right. Seeing as I can't really see at night, I'm going to be using my hearing to try and listen out for that crunch of the snow when someone steps in it. Kind of seeing if there's anything nearby.
Gotcha. Go ahead. You would have had advantage on that too. Cool.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Fantastically enough, you try and keep an ear out as you just let your eyes scan towards the edge of the fire, and with even with kind of Donald minding his tone so that your ears can do their work, you don't hear the approach of anything off in the distance. If there is anything moving out there, it's so far away that you can't hear its steps. At the very least, it seems that another calm shift is going to pass you by. What are you all doing? Are you simply waiting for the next round?
Dodo minding his turn.
Donald, I need you to quiet yourself. I am trying to listen out.
We've done that already, have we not? Sorry, they tell you about Kaislim. Queen needs to tell you something. Oh, not something. Just need to inform me again on my mission.
All right.
Just making sure that Queen Mother has told us that we're supposed to find an artifact from the ruins, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally understand everything you just said.
Just making sure I remember the mission. That's all.
Yep, the mission. Mm-hmm.
Do
Totally.
remember that the Duke is certainly not impressed with our work so far.
What? Why? What have we done? Look, you're getting me all worked up, alright?
It's the lack of things we've been doing. That's what it is.
I have blessed everything in my path.
Yeah, okay, Zaya.
Except for that shadowy one over there. Who are we supposed to wake up next?
It's the Missy and Fina. The one you don't like.
I like everyone.
Even that one? What points towards Fina's tent?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Huh. Yeah, I drew them earlier. It was a bit. What was the word? Disagreeable?
Competitive.
Competitive.
You know what? Why don't you go wake up Fino with your best spell?
Okay. So, see, Donald walk on over to Fina's tent, quietly walks in, opens his spell book, sees his spell the shoes, casts Fireball.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
Repeat that one more time.
All right, so
Fear.
you're rolling damage, huh?
Fear.
Oh no.
I'm joking. Cast minor illusion, just swing it and just like tap on the shoulder. And the minor illusion would be like just a second Donald just like in the other cheek. Hey,
As Fino wakes up, I'd like for him to have casted Mage Hand and have it swatting away the minor illusion as he gets up.
You see the minor illusion like whacked away, falls into the Yamcha pose.
I'm up! Oh.
Ow!
I didn't hurt you, did I?
Now you got me.
Right. Okay. Your turn to sleep then.
Thank you.
I've made it warm for you. And
Hey.
Fino's leaving the tent.
And he shall snuggle right in.
I'll just assume I was woken up by a giant dragonborn man and just wondering what I did to deserve such a thing.
Actually, no, I wouldn't have. I would have just went to sleep.
You just
Oh,
didn't
no
even
one woke
wake
me
him.
I'd imagine after like a minute or two of realizing he's out here alone, Fino would have gone to get Mercy.
This is time. Are we going up? Coffee? What?
Yes, it's time. I've
Oh,
already got
okay.
a pot brewing for us both.
Oh. That. Okay. Up we go.
Gotta keep you awake and focused through this. And
Beautiful.
I'd actually like to give Mercy advantage on our coming perception checks because
Oh, boy.
I intend on making no such roll, but instead just focusing your attention on the actual task at hand and not the fire in front.
Here we go.
Okay, fair enough.
That is 17.
All right. With that, the night goes by about as well as one could expect. It doesn't take long, but a few cold hours, with at the very least coffee to keep you warm, before the morning rays of the sun finally crease through this kind of dimmed forest, and it's almost blinding once the snow hits once the light hits the snow. But your eyes eventually become used to it, and given at least a couple of more hours, it's now time for everyone to start waking up. Are you waking everyone up, or are you just going to kind of let them come to their own senses?
Let's not be nice.
Oh, I'm so glad you're on the same page as me.
Yeah. Okay.
I know exactly what I would like to do.
I know exactly what I would like to do.
What would you both like to do?
You first, Mercy.
Minor illusion could be someone else's voice entirely, but I just want whispers to just fill the tent of the little edgelord. I'm assuming the people in shifts are sleeping together in the same tent, so I guess it's both Annabelle and Natalia.
Eat.
Yeah.
So it's just whispers upon whispers of just their name over and over again in both their ears.
Oh man.
And I was going to use prestidigitation specifically for wherever Carr and Donald are sleeping to create the most rancid fart to wake them up with.
All right.
So-
Okay.
Go ahead, host. But
All right. It does not take long, Annabelle and Natalia, before your sleep is interrupted by the sound of cryptid whisperings, bits and pieces of your names before they start fully filling out inside of your tent. This was not expected. This is not what you expected to hear in the morning, and the fact that you didn't get a warning before whatever started attacking you is now here is even more worrying.
I cast produce flames. My hands go aflame, and I like swing my hand up in like a karate action like move before I realize there's nobody there.
I grab my spear and I swing at it in the whisper's direction, and I don't see anything. And I realize that it was all Mercy's.
You don't know
Doing.
shit. You don't know shit is what you know.
So from the outside of the tent, Fino and Mercy, you both watch as the tent goes bright with a flame before you hear the quick movements of a weapon being drawn, and you think you got the intended effect. Carr and Donald, both of you give me a
Constitution?
Constitution.
Hope it's not a dump stat.
All right, so Carr, you're not sure what you did to deserve this, but both of you have your senses immediately assaulted by probably the most rancid thing you've ever smelled. The smell's probably never going to come out of the tent now. What are you both doing?
So, during the night on the last shift, Donald would have stayed up late, opening his spell books and using his messing around with the potions and start making concoctions. So at that moment, when the smell came in, Donald would have probably just dripped a potion into another potion. And he smells the smell. Oh fuck!
I wake up startled by this horrible smell, and out of instinct, immediately slap Donald in the face with a spare the dying, just to make sure.
It smelled so bad he thought he was dying.
And when I see that he's not dead, I see the potions that he's playing with, and just kind of glare at him.
I see Donald is twitching on the ground.
I would like to say, after having finished his job, Fino would have gone back to sitting by the remainders of the fire, pretending like he did nothing wrong.
Just drinking coffee and just having light conversation with Fino.
Yep, absolutely.
Anna's like pulling on her armor and like climbing out of the tent, like looking panicked.
Morning. You look well.
Did anybody else hear whispers?
No such thing.
Definitely not.
Mildly concerning.
I climb out of the tent with my spear and my crow on the crow with my shoulder, and I glare at Mercy.
Why are you looking at me?
It is all of your doing, isn't it?
Why would you say that? I'm very hurt.
Does it look like I care? I do not want your whispers in the morning.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, what does dear Lord Commander and Tiny Thing want? How would they do? Oh, I guess they're alive.
Why have you done this, Donna? With potions.
I think we're witnessing domestic abuse.
So unfortunate.
I crawl out of the tent, gasping for air.
He gets unconscious.
I'm not bringing you back to life, you little shit.
Coffee, gentlemen.
Yes, coffee.
Maybe after I... Give me some...
Yep, if there was any dignity left, it was left in the tent. There's none out here.
I don't. Oh.
I need tea. Is there a cup of tea? I need it now.
We have sticks and leaves if you want to put that in the...
We can try
Little
and make
container.
some, but it will be a bit tricky.
I don't think we bought any.
Whatever, just give me the coffee.
Okay.
That's the spirit, darling.
Put a little pep in your step.
I just want to become one with nature.
I'm
Coffee's part of
exhausted.
nature, you know?
I'm
And
becoming
hopefully-
one with nature as I throw up on a tree.
Yeah, a three constitution roll would do that to you.
You see Donald just like crawl out of the tent. It's like look back and cast prestidigitation to make it less smelly.
Oh,
Yep. What used to be a spell that came out effortlessly is now barely a Febreze on this horrible smell.
You guys back in, try to sniff the potion. Wait a minute.
I'll never forgive you for this, Donald.
Anyway, let's get it going. Everyone looks very well rested.
Yes, we should be getting ready to head on out as soon as possible. We are burning daylight.
Let's get back up the tents.
You can leave those ones there.
Fix the stockades when we get home.
Okay.
All right, so packing up the tents and getting yourself ready for the move doesn't take but too long, and thankfully enough, continuing along the snowed-in road, following the mounting banks on the side that kind of trail the path that you were led to, your party eventually finds themselves coming up on the much smaller town of Blue Wind. About another 4 hours travel.
We made it.
Swear to God. God, that wasn't me. I shouldn't even smell that bad.
What's it look like?
So the town of Blue Wind is definitely a much smaller town than what you saw in Courtdale. There are no surrounding walls to keep it apart from the forest. Maybe they've cleared maybe a few hundred feet between the town's edge and where the forest starts, but even then, almost anything from the forest could wander into town. So upon your approach, you are immediately kind of met by a guard who sees you at the gate and wanders his way over. You can see just behind him are a set of patrolling guards, each kind of making their way around the town that seems fairly quiet, past them on the main roads, but you do see people walking about. It just seems like as sleepy as ever.
Are there any similar buildings like a town hall? Like from Courtdale or no?
You see a kind of looking down the main road of the town from the gate that you're approaching. You can see what seems to be a much larger building compared to the rest. You're not sure if it's a town hall, or if it plays the same role, but it does look like the meeting place for the town.
Beautiful. So, information or rest?
I'd say information would be our first priority. It is
Yeah.
only
I'd run
just
go
shy
for
of midday.
information.
All right, let's head to that big-looking building. Hopefully, it's something. Anyone else doing the thing? Just
following.
With that being the case, then, you all start to make your way into the town of Blue Wind. As you finally do cross the town boundary, you do see there are several guards that kind of keep an eye on you, as well as I guess smaller homesteads. There aren't many shops in this town. A few general stores towards the center of town, and you walk across a very large courtyard that seems to mark where its marketplace would have been, but considering the weather, it isn't very surprising that there are no open stalls or the like set up already. Making your way over to the large building, you do in fact confirm your suspicions as you see the word Town Hall marked on the front door, though it's definitely much smaller than the one that you saw in Courtdale.
similar double door situation.
Yes.
Guess what we're doing?
Oh yeah, baby!
Pushing open the double doors and just go, "Hello, anyone home?"
When you push open the door this time, you're met with a man who is sitting down at the table. He looks up, drumstick still in his mouth. He looks like you caught him in the middle of lunch. You also can see kind of spread out amongst the room at a couple of different tables, a few other staff members that look like they were working on other things, or maybe even looking into some kind of research of their own. But even then, all of them turn their attention to you as you just take center stage in what would have been a quiet environment.
Beautiful. Head up to the reception desk. Hello, we're here to ask about, what was their name again? I think we just have something? I don't know. Red hair, fair skin, researcher. They came along here going to some ancient ruins out in ish. Seen
Patricia.
them? Patricia. Patty, yes, Patty.
The man, he puts down his drumstick and he removes his towelette that was hanging from his shirt, and he goes, "You're looking for a Patricia? A Patty?"
Patricia, probably.
Patricia.
Well, can I ask why?
I believe it was something to the extent of us being hired to find her.
He's gone missing, as far as we know.
Huh, that's a very shame. I don't know if we have any record of anyone walking through the town like that, but the man kind of hobbles his way up to his feet and heads over to a similar bookcase as the one that you saw in the last town, and pulls out a book before coming back. We have records of anyone who stopped by, but nothing that fits the description. How long ago had they passed through?
Oh, was it a month and a half?
As far as we'd been told about a month ago, yes.
Okay. Heading back about a month. Heading up back about a month, I do see them coming through. It seems that they had a bit of work. They had come through with a subordinate. It looks like it was just those two. They said they were heading back up to a excavation site. Either way, they left a letter to send out to the university here, and the carrier came through about a month ago, giving word of them.
That must be the letter we heard about. So there hasn't been any letters since then?
No, though I assume if they didn't make their way all the way back here to get more supplies, then they must have stopped at a nearby settlement to get more before heading back to their excavation site. No need to
And
make the
which
trek all the way back here.
What further sites are there? How many more hamlet-type places are we going to have to go to find these people?
I believe the small child in Courtdale said there was one more called the Wintermoor.
You wouldn't happen to have a map to lead us that way, would you, sir?
Can't say I do. The main road leading to Wintermoor is fairly straight, so as long as you don't wander off of it, but if you do, it's northwest, more north than west from here.
All the same direction. Also, in Courtdale, we heard rumors of brigands sporting a mage. Have there been similar reports around here?
Can't say I've heard of much, but if people aren't making it back off the road, then it's no wonder we haven't heard anything. I'll tell the guards to be on high alert for any brigandry, but can't say that I've seen any.
Thank you for the information. Anything else that anyone needs to get off their chest?
No, I'm good.
Not quite.
I'm satisfied.
I have nothing to comment on.
Beautiful. Continue with your lunch. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, what about my opinion?
Oh, I forgot.
Nah, I have nothing, don't worry.
Oh God. Let's continue with your lunch. Off we go.
All right, you all start back out into the snow-covered courtyard with a bit more information about heading north. Do you all plan to try and use the rest of this day to head out, or will you be spending a night here in Blue Inn?
Do we spend the night in a warm bed, or do we trek out and risk the snow again?
Considering how, aside from creepy whispers and apparently a potion gone horribly wrong, the snow wasn't all that bad, I think we should head on.
Aside from all that, yeah. I don't see why we should waste more time. Corpse is only gonna get colder.
Oh, they stopped getting colder and they just kept it at normal. Never mind. I don't know. I think we should just keep going. There's not much to see here anyway.
Majority rules. Let's go.
All right. Well, with that, you all start back out of the northern gate, and continually following what you hope is the main road. It's fairly straight, as he said, though straight is all relative as you continue heading in a westward cycle, trying to keep there. Whoever's leading the group, I'm gonna need a survival check.
Miss Darling Annabelle.
Oh, goody.
Guide.
Use that wonderful contraption you have. Show us the way.
Lead us to the light.
Advantage like last time, too. With the compass.
Yep, with the compass.
And a D4. And you know what? Here, have a little speck of something else. Give it a little pat on the back and some reassurance. You're gonna do great, sweetie. Here, have a D8.
All right. Oh, wow.
Holy
There we
Hey.
go.
Yay! So what is that? 26? 26?
Yeah, 26. Reading this thing's getting a little easier, I think.
All right. So, considering you've walked for a bit and referenced your compass, you are sure that while it is a smaller settlement to treading towards, if this road is supposed to lead you there, then you can stay on it without much issue at all. The forest starts to turn you start to notice more of the fall trees start to turn their color as the snow starts to coat them completely. In the midst of walking, it does get a bit darker, even sooner than what you would expect. It seems like a storm of sorts has started to make its way onto you. Either way, hopefully you can find some kind of shelter before then.
To make the process of searching for shelter easier, I'm not only going to be casting dancing lights, but I'm also going to cast light. So we have, probably counting Car, 2 light sources, and then my dancing lights just floating around.
Alright. How much light does dancing light provide you?
Dancing light provides dim light within a 10-foot radius.
Let's see, dim light. Give me just one moment.
No worries.
Alright, and you said you casted the light spell as well?
Yep.
And how much light does that provide you?
The light spell provides
It's
bright.
a 20-foot radius of bright light and a 20-foot radius of dim light.
So we would have 2 of those going. We are a beacon.
I'm like flipping for the books rapidly. Encounter. Scary. Wait, how is that a scary call?
My bad.
Fine.
It is getting rather chilly though.
Alrighty. So, with that, it's not long before you all start passing through larger formed hills. These hills kind of cage in the path leading up the road. Even so, that storm has finally hit you. Your visibility is going short as the snow starts to pound against you all. even with your cold weather gear, it's going to be a rough travel. Be that as it is, are you all going to try and continue pushing forward to the town? Or are you going to start trying to look for shelter here?
No point in getting lost in a storm. We should try and hunker down here.
I was also under the impression that we were going to search for shelter.
I don't want to die in a storm. That would be terrible.
Tickle.
That seems about right.
I think I value my own life.
But not ours. That hurts.
Listen,
I'm listening.
I have nothing to say to you.
Okay.
Let's find shelter.
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
What kind of roll do you need from us?
What was that now?
What kind of roll? Do we need to roll anything? Oh,
Oh, oh, oh,
Working DM magic.
oh, oh.
I'll take survival rolls from everyone as you try and keep hold of the people around you and the path in front of you while looking for some kind of shelter, whether it be a valley, a thicket of trees, or something to get you out of the storm.
No, Sharpie, I think you rolled that wrong.
You rolled a d2.
Zero.
All right. Luckily enough, while Donald and Annabelle seem to kind of falter as the snow continues to stack and gather amongst them, the rest of the group can push them onwards to finding what seems to be some kind of shelter up against the ever sharpening walls of the rocky hills that you all have made your way into.
Come on, we're gonna make it. Just keep going.
I can't go on another bit.
Come on, you can do it.
I'm joking, mostly.
While the area is still being pelted with snow, all you can do is continue heading forwards along this side, hoping at the very least to find some kind of crevice or the like where you can find shelter against the coming snow. You all are free to move your tokens.
Anthem.
Low.
I would like to point out that it is 10:30.
Ah, it is. Rather than moving your tokens, then we're gonna take about a 20-minute break. I am sorry for running us as long as it has been. I get lost in D&D.